Right, another thing you wanted to talk about, Richard, which is probably why I felt like I was riding it so smoothly on the way down. Now, I love bikes nowadays. They make you think you're a really good rider when I'm probably phony. But it's a slipper clutch.
Slipper clutch on this, yes.
Right.
It's a fully adjustable slipper clutch on it. The idea behind it is that when you're entering a relatively fast corner and you're going down through the gearbox, what you don't want is that your engine braking to badly affect your rear suspension.
Yeah.
And too much engine braking can quite often cause the back end to skip and hop. So what this does is it uses a cam system to unload the clutch ever so slightly.
Wicked.
To almost not disconnect the rear wheel from the engine,
yeah,
but put it into a very, very slight state of slip. And that means that you can benefit from the engine braking, but it's not having an adverse effect.
And you're not losing grip, you're not losing, because obviously if it's skipping, that's your contact area that's going, yeah, and I've done that a few times, so that's brilliant. And as you say, it just allows you to get that engine braking, kind of use it to balance the bike out a little bit more without overbalancing it, just you're going into the corner before you drop it in.
Obviously it's adjustable for rider preference as well, so if you're a rider that wanted maybe a little bit more engine slip, then you could adjust it accordingly.
Brilliant.
So.
Cool, okay.
Another feature of the bike is the twin butterfly throttle bodies.
Yeah, now to talk me through this, because that sounds very technical.
Well, what we have twin injectors on this, and we have twin throttle butterflies. The rider is in charge of pretty much controls the butterfly that's closest to the engine.
Yeah.
But then we have full ECU control over the secondary butterfly.
Okay.
So that means that it optimises airflow into the engine. So if you grab a handful of throttle, and the engine's not ready to take a big gulp of air,
it'll just bring it in gradually.
In with the ECU.
Do you know what, actually, all these things you're explaining to me now, and this is me being the non-technical person I am at Gumby, it does explain why I feel like such a smooth ride, because I was actually really kind of giving it some today, and at no point, you know what it's like, some bikes you get on jerk all over the shop. This really didn't, and it actually, I think it's the way that a lot of bikes are going, you know, as you say, much easier to ride fast, if you know what I mean, as well, and much more forgiving. I mean, you know what it's like to get on a bike, you know, 10 years ago, you get on a ton up 1000 superbike. I always call them ton up, that's a stupid expression, it's 1000. You get on a super like that, you make a mistake, you know about it, you're normally in a ditch somewhere. Nowadays, as you say, you let the engine out too quickly, say when you're in first, you come into a fast corner, you accidentally let it out in first, the slipper clutch is going to stop you from jumping all over the road, that's going to stop you from being on a roundabout and giving it too much on the right kind of throttle.
It certainly optimises the airflow into the engine, so really your engine's getting the best airflow into it that it possibly can, without the negative input from the rider, if you like.
That's brilliant. So in other words, this bike is so good, it actually makes up for all our riders' mistakes.
Yes.
That's pretty much it. Brilliant. Well, listen, Richard, thank you so much for taking the time for talking us through it. As I said, we've got the pricing, we've got everything now. I think that's pretty much covered the bike. I think it's blooming great, and a great compromise. If you think 1000 is, as you say, if you're using it every day, it's too much on the road, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It is. You're never going to get into fifth gear and 10 top revs. At least on this, I would say I was working it through kind of fourth, fifth, you know, and even stuff on the motorway, and it was so much fun and easy to ride.
Very enjoyable bike.
Thank you so much, Richard. Real pleasure coming down, and thank you, Luke. It's time for me to go get on my bandit.